NamesCon.com. And he's come all the way from Australia. What part of Australia are you from? Sydney, Australia. To talk to you a little bit about where the internet is bought and sold. Escrow.com. There's some incredible statistics here and some incredible projections. I think you're going to see some neat things that are very prescient about where this industry is headed, about some of the incredible trends we've seen over the last few years in how robust the secondary market is for domain names. And really would appreciate if you could give a hearty welcome to Mr. Matt Barrie from Keynote.
I'm very pleased to be here. Very pleased. This is my first time actually meeting people from the community, all the domainers. It's a fantastic time. I'm also very pleased to be a supporter of NamesCon and to do so. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of a presentation, give you a little bit of, most of you probably know Escrow.com and what we do, but I thought I'd show you a few insights about things that we've learned over the years in terms of what's happening in the domain industry. Also talk a little bit about freelancing and why we bought the business and how freelancing can actually help you make more money with your domain portfolio or whatever you're doing with your business. And so forth. So without further ado, I just want to get going. So Escrow, basically, we're the world's number one place for secure online payments. By that I mean truly secure. We processed over $2.7 billion worth of transaction volume to date. This business has been around since 1999. And it's actually started by Fidelity many years ago. You can use Escrow to secure a whole bunch of different transaction types, not just domain names or websites and so forth. If people are buying something, cars, airplanes, jewelry, collectibles, artwork, services agreements, you name it, it's probably been sold through Escrow.com. So it's a pretty amazing solution for actually finding a way to transact securely on the internet. The key thing here is we're licensed, we're bonded and regulated right across the US. And we're really the only guys that are actually regulated to this we are. And so as a result of that, the really important thing is that I think we have a very robust process in terms of how we do these transactions, but there are no chargebacks. So this is a payment service where if you want to buy something or you want to sell something, you have absolute surety that the transaction is going to go through. It's a very simple to use website. I think there's a dummies about online. It's a simple 5-step process. The buyer and seller agrees on what they want to do. Buyer then pays Escrow.com. There's an inspection period, which can define anywhere from 1 day to whatever days to inspect the goods. And once the buyer says okay, everything's great, then we'll actually close out the transaction. And the reason why it's highly needed and ever increasing need in the future is if you have anything of value you want to sell, you wouldn't actually sell this on paper. The reason why is just there's chargebacks and reversals and all sorts of horror stories that people were talking about during the period of this conference where people sold things like domains using PayPal and had reversals. It'd be very hard to claw back the domain and so forth for money. In fact, eBay doesn't think so either, which is kind of interesting because eBay was the owner of PayPal, and if you go to the automotive section of the eBay website, it says do not use PayPal.com, only use Escrow.com. So that's a pretty phenomenal endorsement of eBay when they have their own payments business. Just some statistics about us, we're almost 1 million registered users of the site. It's been growing very strongly since 1999. And financial year 15, which was the calendar year, just closing is $430 million US in transaction volume. So it's a huge amount of volume goes through our business. And you see in FY14 there's a big jump, which I'll talk about in a second. Now I have a video which we'll be showing that show you what's actually happening on our site. We've modeled this over. We've taken the data of actually a map of the world. So the video will come in a second, but when it comes up, you'll see a series of white dots. Those white dots are where our users are around the world. You'll see some pink lines that will turn to blue lines. The pink are where the buyers are, and the blue lines are where the sellers are. So you'll see this in a second. This playing into this is starting back in 2000. You can see here that's so the pink is where the buyers are, and the blue is where the sellers are. It's a big domestic market in the US, obviously, so you can see the lines moving around the US. But you can also see sellers all around the world. The pink lines are people buying from Australia, and sellers from the US. You see here that through 2008, 2009, 2010, there's a lot more pink coming out of China as Chinese buyers can come in, and just like they're buying real property around the world, they're buying virtual property on websites and domains and so on. You see you've got fairly strong growth. You can see this is very much global in nature. And that brings us up to today. So that's kind of a neat little video that we put together to explain, to show how business is very much a global business. It's a very, very strong demographic user base. That's our users come from the US and then the UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, and so forth. We secure transactions right up from the hundreds of dollars through to the $10 million plus. The biggest domain name transaction that happened in 2015 was Russell, as well reported media. I won't mention the name, but you can go through very, very large transactions. In fact, in 2014, I bought a whole business for many millions of dollars for Warrior Forum, which is the biggest marketing forum in the world, and did that for us. You can also use it for things like if you want to import or export a shipping container, bring it in from China. You need to go to a bank and get some credit and so forth. And that's very simple. Industrial equipment, heavy machinery. This particular Andy Warhol sold through restaurant.com. Service contracts. If you go to holiday in Spain and you want to get a holiday rental, people are using it to escrow funds to ensure that the property actually is the quality they thought it was when they look at the photos. And in fact, it's also the place where we use export and salt. So whether it's Twitter, Instagram, SpaceX, Uber, etc., that's where domains can purchase the restaurant. Now, some interesting statistics. So this is high-level average price of domain names transacted through restaurant over the last 15 years. And the really amazing thing about this is the 5-year CAGR, so the compound annual growth rate of the average value of domain name, is actually equivalent to the 10-year CAGR. It's been a pretty smooth rise in appreciation of the price of domain names. In fact, over the last 10 years, the average has been about 7.3% per year growth in the value of the average domain name transaction. So this is if you look at it, it's actually, so this is actually a wonderful endorsement for the domain industry, because I don't know if you look at the stock market today, but all around the world, asset prices are crashing, commodities prices are crashing, etc. Domains look like a pretty good investment to have a good portfolio. If you look at shorter domains, I think you guys probably very much know that short domains are worth a lot more than the longer domains. If you get 4-letter domains that transact through the site, they grew by average 1.3% around the last 10 years. So really awesome. And of course, a lot of the reports in the media have been that the reason why the 4-letter domains are increasing value so rapidly is because of the rise in China. And we have seen that firsthand. In fact, if you look at the red line, that's the growth in transaction volume through escrow.com in China in the domain name industry. Right? You can see that around 2011 and 12. It's an exponential rise in the volume of domain name transactions. These are primarily buyers in China buying domains. Now, the quickest way to actually increase the value of your domain name portfolio is actually start developing domains. And in fact, we've got some data, unfortunately, that goes back 5 years for websites, domain content, websites that are past. In that 5 years of data that we have, that if you sell domain content on it through escrow.com, the average sale price is actually 63% higher than the actual just selling domains by themselves. So, and in fact, in 2015, it was up by 89% difference. So this leads to a little bit of a discussion I'm going to talk to you about why freelancers bought escrow amongst other things. The easiest way to really get a website developed cheaply and quickly and efficiently, very high quality, is to use our marketplace of 17 million freelancers from the world. And so we actually only acquired the business in November of 2015, so it's only been 10 weeks since we've opened escrow.com. But I'll talk to you just briefly about what Freelancer does and synergies of video. In Freelancer, we literally the largest crowdsourcing house marketplace globally. We have 17 million users very well, and the total value of jobs posted on the site to date is around $2.9 billion US. That marries very nicely with escrow's total transaction volume about $2.7 billion. Now, Freelancer really changes the dynamics in a way, the global dynamics of the marketplace for people. In fact, what we do in our marketplace is really an eBay for jobs. So people can, any sort of job you can possibly think of, design a website, develop, design a logo, develop a product. You get that on the site. We have about 900 different categories of work, everything from astrophysics, aerospace engineering, genetic engineering, biotechnology, manufacturing, you name it. We have 2 participants in our marketplace. So people who post jobs are really small businesses, entrepreneurs, startups, and so forth. They want to turn that sort of spark idea into reality. And freelancers on the side are also entrepreneurs. They're mainly from developed emerging markets who basically are starting service organizations to help people get things done. But a very, very strong record of growth. We've got over 8 million projects we've posted on the site to date, so very, very high volumes of products. And then in terms of the supply, so this is people doing the work. There is nowhere else in the world that's more liquid. 60% of the jobs posted on our site get a bid within 60 seconds. Right? So if you want a website project done, something done, you post the job in 60 seconds, someone is there saying, how the job is the price, let's talk. Right? There's about 2.5 million bids per month that go through the site for projects, and there's about 300,000 test entries. I won't go through a video for freelance, but we've done the same sort of thing with freelance, not showing all the work he's been performed and so forth. It actually is exploited, so we're probably roughing out a little bit. You know, we're very much a global business. We have 34 different languages supported on the site, we have currencies. And this is the sorts of work that people get done. I'll show you some examples. So this is a project, a typical project. This is do a 3D rendering of a villa from a floor plan for me. This job costs $100, and the right-hand side is the actual end work, a sample of the end work that's on the site. So this is a pretty simple project. But we might want a website developed. So this is a website for a startup conference. This costs 350 euros. This conference website was actually full motion video in the background, so it's like a Google site. So there's actually a showreel playing in that background, which is pretty phenomenal. So 350 euros, you get a site developed. If you wanted to do this from a local web developer in the United States, it costs you many thousands of dollars. And so typically on freelance, you get jobs done for about 1/10 the price. This is CAD rendering. There's plenty of factories in places like China and so forth that build on the site that will be very, very low prices for design work. Because I'll say if you want 5,000 units by next month, here's a quote freight on board from Shanghai to San Francisco. In this case, this is 55 Canadian dollars for the 3D rendering of a paper towel holder. There's many different freelancers are actually factories that also do it for you very cheaply. Now, something that, which might be interesting to people with domains, and if you just bought a domain name and you don't know what to do with it, you might want to just drop a logo on it, make it look like it's being developed, or there's a business that's about to be formed on that site. You can get a logo done using crowdsourcing on a site. So the way crowdsourcing works on the platform, you've got a prize, and people pick that prize. And it's very interactive, very visual. You can say, I like this, I don't like this, change the colors, change the font, put a tree in it, whatever you want to do. And here's an example. This is a $129 prize. There were 81 different designs submitted, and you can see the quality of the end results. More sophisticated than that, this is 3D modeling of an image. I don't know if you know this, but the IKEA catalog, 75% of the images in the IKEA catalog are actually computer rendered, they're not photos. And they do that because when the catalog goes to different markets around the world, they want to change the coffee table magazines to be relevant. Their local magazines have to redo the shoot for every single country they sell. So this is a contest for $90 US, for 3D rendering of a scene for the auto manufacturer. You see the quality of the rendering, that's $90. There are 69 entries you can choose from. That's where the tax source is looking at this person who gets paid. Another example, design for a house is $215 of a contemporary style home. Or 51 different designs submitted, which consists of a floor plan as well as a 3D rendering. That's a winning entry. There can be product design to talk about before. This is 500 euros, the industrial design of vinyl cutter. This is the quality that you get for 500 euros. So, people use this. Something really exciting that's happened is NASA started using this. And believe it or not, it's kind of scary what's going on. But on the International Space Station, there's actually a robotic astronaut with a robot R2 been there since 2011. And that R2 has just been upgraded to have legs, allowed to walk outside the space station and do missions. Because it's actually not very safe for astronauts to go outside the space station. It's like what you see in movies. So they needed to train the image recognition system for this robotic astronaut to be able to do this. You can imagine NASA, the old NASA being quite a bureaucratic sort of organization, very expensive to get things done. They've turned to crowdsourcing to now build the 3D models to train the image recognition system. This particular flashlight, that's not a photo, that's a 3D render computer generated that costs $50 at NASA. They did handrails, this is called a handrail example. The handrail is what the robot grasps onto and finds outside the space station. That's the robot itself with the two legs is being fitted in. It's about to go outside the space station. It's actually generate image. What's out to do. So we trained all the image recognition system for NASA. We also do the smartwatch that the astronauts use in the International Space Station. So this is the app interface design. It's $1,600. They have 237 different entries to the smartwatch app that tells them when to eat and when to do exercise and also sort of emission data. And the really exciting thing, which is actually going to be announced this week, is they've just announced that, well, this telco partner with us, we're going to develop a robotic arm for the International Space Station on a replacement robot for the Sphere's flying robot. So what we're going to do is going to do dozens and dozens of contests all over 2016, starting with a decomposition of the systems architecture of the robotic arm, which is going to define all the subsystems that get built, and they're going to do contests every single month on Freelancer, building the little pieces, the servo motors and actuators, and and so forth. So that's really, really, really exciting. So if NASA can use this, anyone can use this. Now, as I mentioned, it's only been 10 weeks since we owned escrow.com. It's been a very, very busy 10 weeks. We've got very, very big plans for the business. First thing we did was increase support times to go to 11 o'clock on the California time, but we're actually going to move this to 24/7 by 365 around the clock. Now, at Freelancer, we have 34 languages on our site. We do about 25 or so of them in terms of support. So we actually have a plan to do that as well. We started with Chinese language support. So the site currently, there's a new version of the site which is also in Chinese, but supporting us and so forth, but now going out in Chinese. We actually have a Chinese support team now. So if you want to speak to them, you can. But we'll be adding, as I mentioned, about 20 languages over time to Escrow's business. In addition, we're going to do currency support. At the moment, we support US dollars and euros. Freelancer.com has 23 currencies with the support as many of those currencies as we can. We have a new version of the website. It's up at beta.escrow.com. This is a sneak peek at it. You can actually go to beta.escrow.com today and you can play around with it. It's actually a responsive website, so you can actually work on mobile, which is useful if you go to a domain conference, for example, you want to do a transaction. It's also in Chinese. Looks great in Chinese. That's the mobile version of the site and so on. Now, just a few little things just in terms of how you make money with escrow. There's a lot of things we have to plan. It's just really a few little starting points. The first thing is we support a transaction type known as a domain name holding transaction. This is basically release to buy. So if you've got a set of portfolio domain names and someone wants to buy one of the domain names and doesn't have enough money to be able to pay you up front for the whole thing in full, what you can do is you set up this transaction, they can pay you regular monthly payments. If they default, you get the domain name back, right? But it's a way which you can get more liquidity from the domain portfolio. So that's a pretty interesting thing that has directly look at about that. We're considering offering just pure leasing as well. And I welcome any feedback we have about whether that be of interest. But we're also building out the API in a really robust manner. So this is a way that you can actually integrate into your own website, or your own emails, or your own landing pages, the escrow.com functionality. And we've got a whole, the great thing about Freelancer is we have 470 staff, which 200 are engineers, software developers. So we have a big development team that's going to be really working on the product in a pretty heavy way. So we've got an API which is live now, but we're also building out the functionality feature set. So this is really an interesting way in which you can kind of use escrow for your business. This is an example. So RapNet, which is actually a diamond wholesaler, actually has integrated the full escrow.com functionality into their website. So you can actually click through and buy and sell diamonds on RapNet using the API. And see the screenshots that's been integrated. You can also put together landing pages. So you've got a portfolio, and you've got park domains with a bunch of links and so forth. You just buy an album on that, you can sell it. And a whole bunch of people are already doing this. Here's examples. It's just highly customizable. It's really up to the CSS on how this looks. But here's an example of NewYorkRenting.com. There's a business there. Pozo, StarTalent.com, Gozer, and so forth. So there's a whole bunch of ways people put the same pages. Now, you get them done really, really cheap on Freelancer. So this page costs under $200 to get built for a Mexican restaurant. This costs $194 as a landing page, and this costs $165. And I've seen landing pages go through for as cheap as $50 to cancel. You can decide you like what they're bidding and so forth. So there's some ways there which you can really use both escrow and use Freelancer to actually build the value of your domain business. We've got a special offer also for NamesCon. If you include the phrase "Happy NamesCon" in your transaction description, we'll give you a free T-shirt. This is Bitcoin So 2010. And we also have a recruiter service. And if you're new to using Freelancer, we've got a service where our staff will help you find the best possible freelancer for your job and guarantee replacement. And we're offering that free for anyone here at NamesCon to really put out the value of the domain portfolio. So just talk to us at booth number 1, which is that corner over there. The key thing here is that we're really looking for feedback from all of you and how we can improve the service. We're going to have a pretty aggressive timetable in terms of shipping new features on the site. Freelancer ships about 20 code changes or more per day. So it's if you're a long-time user of Freelancer, there's just so much functionality to be built in over time, and that's really to tremendous growth. We think the escrow could be a phenomenal business. I think fundamentally at its core, if you're a seller of anything of value, right, maybe a car, a domain, a website, whatever it may be, a business, right, if the product was identical with PayPal, and it's not, we've got somewhere to go, we've got a big team now that's working on this, I think the seller would always choose escrow.com because you want surety of the payment, right? You have no chargebacks for PayPal has chargebacks. And also, 89 bits for transaction fee, it's significantly cheaper than PayPal transactions. So I think long term there's tremendous potential with this business. But I'm really excited to be here at NamesCon. I'm very excited to meet all of you guys, and I hope it's been it's an interesting talk for you. So thank you.
Matt Barrie, thank you so much for joining us here at NamesCon. Is there time for any questions? Any questions from the audience? I see a question.
Hi, Matt, fellow Australian. With your escrow site, do you offer Australian dollar currency for the main name?
We don't currently offer Australian dollars, but we have an AFSL application in right now to become regulators to be able to do that. So that will happen definitely in 2016. My estimate is probably Q2, Q3. It all depends on the regulator when they approve it. But we'll have Australian dollars this year.
Any other questions? All right. Oh, I see a question.
Could you just go back a couple of slides to that code?
Yeah, beyond. T-shirt. Oh, the T-shirt. Oh, okay, sorry. Happy NamesCon. Alternatively, you could just give me a free T-shirt, please. I'm sure it will work. Any other questions? Don't be shy.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Matt Barrie.